Welcome to Tech Brothers. In this video, we're going to learn how to create snapshot replication in SQL Server, and we'll be using two ways to do it: using SQL Server Management Studio graphic user interface and using T-SQL script. And in this video, the things that we will learn during this a demo would be configuring publication, and that would be the first thing that we will do. We'll configure the publication, and we will go through the publication security, that what are the best practices basically when we come to publisher security, and adding article, how to add article, how to add different sort of articles such as tables, views, store procedures, etc. And also, after we add the articles, we can go ahead and look into some properties of added articles in our publication. So let's go ahead and do it. And this is my SQL servers right here. These are two SQL Server instances on two different servers, TBS SQL and SQL Prod. This is one instance, and TBS client, Tech Brothers client, SQL Mirror is another instance. So what we're going to do is basically this SQL Prod is going to publish a database using Snapshot Replication, and it's going to publish onto SQL Mirror, and SQL Mirror is going to be the subscriber. He is going to receive that. I have configured SQL Server Prod also a distributor, so distribution will be taken care by this particular instance, SQL Server Prod, and we will go through now the how to configure publication. So we're going to go ahead. Right now there is no publication, as you can see. We're going to go ahead, right click on local publication, click new publication, and the wizard will open. You don't have to really look. It'll tell you just exactly what it's going to do in the publication wizard, but we're going to go ahead and select do not show this starting page again. Click next, and you need to add a database. That what database basically you want to publish. So we're going to go ahead, in this particular demo, I'm going to publish a database called sales orders. So we're going to go ahead and select that database. So click next. Now here is the publication types. These are the replication types also: snapshot publication, transactional publication, peer-to-peer publication, and merge publication. In this particular demo, we're going to cover snapshot publication. So any changes happen if this particular publication is on demand. Whenever you try to run the replication, it's going to create a new snapshot of the publisher and give it to subscriber. Subscriber will receive a new snapshot of that particular database that we just selected. So that's a snapshot publication. We're going to go ahead and click next, and up here all the objects, if you have right now in this particular database, I don't have store procedures, I don't have views, I don't have functions, but this is just as I said that this is a demo environment, so I only have tables in this particular database. So what I'm going to do is just move these tables of that particular database to the add these tables to the publication. So as you can see that these tables are added in the publication. These are 5 tables, and in order to look at the different properties, once you select the objects in a database, which is tables, views, functions, in replication world is called articles. So table, views, store procedure, functions, they're article in replication. So we can go ahead and basically look at the properties of the articles, and let's look at that. So these are the properties of all the selected articles, and these are the generic properties of replication as well, that if you go through that, I will keep this just for this demo purposes default, but you have options right here. If you wanted to copy the primary key constraints, foreign key constraint, and all those properties of those particular objects, if you wanted this replication to carry with it, you have options right here. By default, some options are false, and you have an option to go ahead and make them true right here. Up here, this is destination object owner. If you wanted to change the destination object owner, you have an option right here. Action if name is in use. So if you have objects already created and name is in use, you wanted to do what? There are some four options right here. Keep existing object unchanged, drop existing object and create a new one, and delete data if article has a row filter, create only data that matches that filter. And this will be covered in a different demo, that if there is a row filter on a particular article such as table, then what's going to happen is when it takes to the destination, it's only going to change that particular row and put the data up there, and it will not touch any data. But by default it says that right here, drop existing objects and create one. If this object already exists in your target database, it's going to drop that object and recreate what it has from the publisher. So in this particular demo, I'm going to keep this drop existing object and create new one. You have an option to truncate all the data in existing object only if the object exists in the target server. So this was important, that's why I wanted to mention it. But there are a lot of, I would always encourage, my best practices is that whenever I set up replication, I go through these properties. I basically see the requirement of replication from business or from other users, why I want to replicate data and what are the requirements of replicating data, because I have a lot of options right here that I can just select and provide a business logic to that replication. So please, I always recommend that if you are adding any article, unless you're okay with the default settings, please go through these settings. These are some settings are really important and may require in complex project or in any organization. Some of these requirements are there in replication that you do want to just take the changes in the objects. If once you set up the replication and you wanted to take just the changes from source to destination, you have an option there, and you can all you have to do, being a DBA, you can come here and change the option that you want to, and replication will do rest of the job. So my recommendation is please go through these settings. So we're gonna go ahead and click next. And if you have a filtered table, you can add them right here. So we're gonna go ahead and if you click on up here, these are the tables. You can create the filter right here in the query and do that. Sometimes it's the requirement that you only wanted to change the delta changes in replication, and it is a good feature right here that you can only take the delta changes, the changes that happen. Rest of them you don't want to touch. So that's a good feature. So I would encourage you to use it if it's part of your requirement. So we're going to go ahead and click next. And now we have option snapshot agent, create a snapshot immediately and keep the snapshot available to initialize. And this is right here. And also this is, if you click on first one, that makes it ad hoc, that makes it on demand replication. If you wanted to schedule the replication, especially snapshot replication, you can go ahead and click on schedule snapshot agent to run the following times. Every time this in snapshot replication will happen, it'll take the snapshot, as I said, of a source database and put it based on the properties that you selected during your setup of replication, snapshot replication, and put it on subscriber, which is also the destination. So we're going to go ahead and we're not going to schedule it. We're going to go ahead and create a snapshot immediately and run manually. So we're going to click on next. This is important, snapshot agent. If you click on the security setting right here, keep in mind a lot of folks will run into this issue. This is if you select, this is not recommended. First of all, this is not recommended to use under SQL Server agent account. Reason, the foremost reason that I can think of is that let's say that your agent is running under a SQL prod agent service account, SQL prod agent service account. Now this may not be the account that resides on your destination, on your subscriber. So it is going to run into an issue, maybe not for snapshot replication, but it is always a good practice that you use a Windows authentication that has permission on your source, on your publisher, on your subscriber, on the distributor. So my recommendation to you is, if you want to go ahead and use the replication in your environment, have a separate service account for replication only. And that replication, if you don't want to waste figuring out a lot of issues of replication, create a service account, add in every instance of your SQL Server, and give them the replication privileges. And that way you don't have to really go through the hassle of fixing your security issues with replication. In my case, I do have a TechBrothers. This is the cluster admin. This is the account that I use. I make sure that this resides everywhere, and it has all the rights that especially replication needs. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. Provide the password. I mean, it's much easier to go ahead and select a SQL Server agent, and it will set up your publication. But when you run the publication and when go to subscriber, you might run into an issue. So I'm going to do impersonating the process account. So what's going to do is it's going to connect the publisher using this. So we're going to go ahead and click OK and click Next. Create publisher right here. As I mentioned in my previous videos of replication, that always create a script, because you do want to keep the script. There would be multiple times that you have to disable the replication. It will be much easier that if you already have the script, you already have the setup, go ahead and just run the script, and it'll be 2 minutes thing rather than going through all of this again. So we're going to go ahead, I already have the script, so I'm not going to generate it again. So we're going to go ahead and click Next, and I'm going to do sales orders pub. That's my publication. That shows in publication name that I'm publishing basically sales order database. So we're going to go ahead and finish that. So it's going to go through real quick creating the publication, and then this publication can be used when we create the subscriber. So okay, so our publication is completed right here, as you can see. Now we're going to go ahead and add the subscriber. You have 2 options to add the subscriber. You can go ahead and add the subscriber from here if you have access to your subscriber, or you can go to your subscriber and have access to your publishing right here, which obviously it should, because you're setting a replication between these two. But if you go on your subscriber and try to run set up your subscription from there, that way you will make sure at least that there is a communication between these two SQL Server instances. But I'm gonna go ahead, I know that there's no communication issue, so I'm going to go ahead and right click on a new subscription, local subscription, and choose new subscription. Click Next. This is the publisher I wanted to use, as I selected right here. So next thing is run all agents at the distributor. I do want to do the push subscription. This will push all the changes to the subscriber. Other option is the pull subscription, that basically the accounts on SQL Mirror instance will come into SQL Prod and grab the data. They will try to read the data and bring it back to client. That is the pull subscription. So we're going to go ahead and use the pull subscription. My recommendation is that if you are sure that the account that has on your publisher all the permissions on your subscriber, then use the push subscription. But you have an option to use the pull subscription as well. So we're going to go ahead and click Next. And up here is a subscriber. I'm not going to use this subscriber. I'm going to add my subscriber, which is a totally different server, TechBrothers client, SQL Mirror. So I'm going to go ahead and click on add SQL Server subscriber. You have also an option to use add non-SQL Server subscriber. So we're going to go ahead and click add SQL Server subscriber. This is my subscriber, is going to be SQL Server Mirror, so I'm going to go ahead and connect it. Next thing I want to do is connect subscription database. From this publisher, where do you want to put the database? So we're going to go ahead and look at the database, and if that database is not there, you can go ahead and click a new database right here. So we're going to go ahead and use sales orders database. We're going to go ahead and create this database. right here. So this is the database that from publisher it'll be published, everything will be published in this database. So we're going to go ahead and click next. Right here is my TBS client mirror security. I'm going to go ahead and use the same practices I did for my publisher. As I said, that it'll be always a good idea to have your separate account of replication and add that account to both subscriber and publisher. And rest everything looks good. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Click next. And agent schedule, you have an option to run on demand only, or run continuous, or define a schedule. So we're going to go ahead and run continuous because we want in this particular demo that as soon as we finish, it'll start doing what it's supposed to do, which is snapshot replication. So we're going to go ahead and click next and initialize when immediately. We do want to initialize right away. You have an option to not initialize the replication right now and go back and manually initialize the replication. So we're going to go ahead and click next. And create subscription is going to create subscription. And if you wanted to generate a script of this will always be a good idea. Your subscription script would be ready if you wanted to click right here. I already have the subscription script, so we're going to go ahead and not do this. So we're going to go ahead and click next. Finish. It shouldn't take long to create subscription. Alright, our subscription is completed. If you right click and refresh, you will see no subscription right here because I have not created a subscription here. Who is our subscriber? TechBrothers SQL Mirror. So let's go in the replication of subscriber mirror and see if our subscription exists right here. Right here is our subscription. Alright, let's take a look on the health of our replication. So we're going to go ahead and view synchronization status. It's one transaction with 28 commands. So we're going to go ahead and close that, right click again, and launch Replication Monitor so we can see a little more detail of our replication. So if you click on OK, if you click right here, status is OK. Publisher, one subscriber right here. Everything looks good. It's the subscriber watch list and agent, everything is running. Snapshot has completed. Let's go and right click. You can also look at the view detail and see how many tables. As you can see, the bulk data copy, all the tables that we selected, all these are called articles in replication, have gone to our destination. So we're going to go ahead and see it's the status is running. And let's go to our subscriber and see. First, let's look at the publisher database, so which is sales order. Alright, this should be right there. As you saw in our wizard that we created, sales order database brand new. So we're going to go ahead and right here, so we're going to go ahead and look if these tables are in our destination database, which is right here, sales orders tables right here. So if you wanted to let's take a look on the agent again. If it's completed, we will go ahead and reinitialize as well. Okay, no replicated replicated transactions are available, so it's completed. We're going to go ahead and right click and reinitialize. Keep in mind, you will run into an issue if your distributor is not installed correctly. If you run into issue that it can't initialize and cannot create an object in your distribution database, please, the resolution to that particular error is go ahead and if you have a backup of your distribution, restore your database. If you don't have a backup of your distribution, please go ahead and install the distribution database again, and that should take care of your issue. Otherwise, you will end up spending a lot of hours and it will still not fix the issue. So we're going to go ahead and reinitialize. So we're going to go ahead and use the new snapshot always. So right here, since it's a snapshot replication, and we're going to go ahead and look at the view status right now. Right now it's applied to script customer 2.pre. That means it's moving customer to article to our destination. So let's go ahead and monitor again. Everything is running fine. Close and look at the data again. All the tables are here. So this is how you create snapshot replication using SQL Server Management Studio. And let's go now. We will be doing the same thing, basically what we did using SQL Server Management Studio. So we're going to go ahead and load our script. Click File and Snapshot Publication. I'm going to connect with this. So first thing it's doing is creating the publication and adding all the article in the publication, and after that, once it's done doing it, it's gonna go ahead and create the publication right here. Keep in mind that when I created this script, I had my password in there, as I showed in SQL Server Management Studio graphic user interface wizard, that you need to put the password up there if you're using an account that is dedicated to replication, and that's my recommendation too. So I have that password right here, so I'm not going to show that in this video. I'm going to go ahead and run this script, and right now, as you can see, that there's no publication, there's no subscription attached right here. So we're gonna go ahead and run this script and see if our publication and subscription is right here. So we're gonna go ahead and execute the script. If we run into error, we'll go ahead and basically troubleshoot that error right here. That is okay. So we're gonna go ahead. This error is that in my previous demo I had created basically this publication, so it's going to it's telling us that it cannot insert the duplicate key, which is okay because our record is there. We don't care about the duplicate record. So we're gonna go ahead and right click and refresh and see our publication is created. This is our publication, and let's see if we this is our subscription. So our subscription is right there. Let's see that if look at the initial snapshot of publication sale is not yet available. So it's initializing right now. So we're going to go ahead and monitor. We're going to go ahead and start the agent, and it is going to go ahead and create a snapshot, and then after that it's going to agent is running. Once the snapshot is we're gonna go ahead and close and refresh. We're going to go ahead and view the detail. As you can see that it's right here, it's taken all the tables out there. Let's go ahead and take a look on our destination. Destination is right here, sales order, tables, and tables are here. So it might be in between still taking the records from the table and putting it here, but basically it has created a schema, which means it's working.